One of the problems with these Beamer models is the only way into the trunk is by pushing the trunk button on the fob. If you lose the fob or lock it in the trunk, you're out of luck. I've seen YouTube videos of people actually cutting their way into the trunk to retrieve the fob. Now there is a key slot on the trunk, but as anyone who owns one of these cars knows, it doesn't actually open the trunk. If you lose the fob or lock it in the trunk, well, you're out of luck. Now you can order a fob from the dealer, but that costs about 220 loonies, 170 bucks, or about 25% of my entry price for the whole car. I decided to buy this BMW spare key from the dealer for about 65 bucks instead, and I think that's pretty reasonable considering BMW shipped it to me from Munich by 2-day courier. Of course, the spare key is just a manual key that will start the car and open the doors, but not the trunk. So if you lose the fob, you're still out of luck as far as ever getting into the trunk again. For my own peace of mind, I decided I'd fabricate a manual trunk release to override the fob release, and this is what it looks like. To accomplish this task, I bought a puppy leash at the dollar store for about $1. You'll need these tools: a flathead screwdriver and a socket, 13 millimeters or 1/2 inch. Inside the trunk of your Beamer, you'll find an emergency trunk latch cable. It's there so anybody crazy enough to lock himself in the trunk can get back out again rather than dying inside. You're going to clip the doggy leash to the emergency trunk latch, but first you'll need to have access to the leash strap from inside the cabin. Inside the cabin, over the passenger seats, you'll find 3 cargo clips. You're going to disassemble the middle clip. Using the flathead driver, pry the plastic cap off the middle clip. Beneath the plastic cap you'll find a 1/2 inch bolt head, and you will unbolt it with the socket. Lift off the plastic cover and you have access to the trunk from the cabin. Now you're not going to be able to thread the doggy leash into the cabin from the trunk because the metallic clip is too big. Anyhow, it's easier to thread a shoelace into the trunk from the cabin. Then get into the trunk and tie the shoelace to the other end of the leash, so you can use the shoelace to pull it back into the cabin. Once you got the leash into the cabin, just clip the other end of the emergency trunk latch and you're pretty much done. Just reassemble the clip over the back seat and you have completed your installation. You now have a trunk release mechanism that you can operate from inside the car in case you ever lose your fob. It works pretty good. Just a light tug will open the trunk manually.